best and dumbest questions from the investors. Quarterly things coming up. Got to talk about the numbers. We got to answer some questions too. I'm Brian. Welcome to my Tesla weekend. Hey man, if you're catching this not on Friday night, you should probably catch it out on Friday night. That Friday night, man, that's where the cool kids are. So here we are, Tesla Q4 earnings. Questions. We got questions. After recent price cuts, analysts released expectations that Tesla automotive gross margin, excluding leases and regulatory credits, will drop below 20% and average selling price around $47,000 across all models. Where do you see average selling price and gross margins after the price cuts? Well, you know where the margin's going to be. It's going to be down 10, 15,000. It's not going to be down the full 17. That doesn't make any sense. And a lot of that big price cut you saw is because of the buyer incentive. But there's more money coming on the other side. That's going to happen real well. So the price is going to be, the price is not coming down as much as you think. And the margins are not coming down as much as you think. And we'll get into that more with some better questions in a little bit. I will say that the quality of questions has gotten better. There were a lot of people who bought into the stock when it hit all-time highs. Because that's the key. Buy high, sell low. I've heard that that's a thing. Yeah, they bought in. They paid a fortune. They knew nothing about the company, about the fundamentals, about any of it. And then the stock went down, and they're like, forget it, I'm out. So who's left? Us, the real investors. So the questions have gotten better. The worst questions I've found are still pretty good questions. And this isn't a bad question at all. Please provide a detailed explanations of where you are on the 4680 ramp. What are the current roadblocks? And when do you expect for it to scale to 10,000 vehicles a week? Now, this is a great question. The problem is they won't answer it. Not in any meaningful way. They'll say the ramp is going well and it's getting better. We've got yields are up, volumes are up. We've got the cathode building almost completed. We've got the battery factory in Berlin is being built. It's coming along. We won't get a meaningful answer to that. What is the current production and future 2-year forecast of Tesla Energy, Powerwall, Megapack, and Tesla Virtual Power Plant? Oh, those are great. Now, if there is a forecast, they're not going to share it. Tesla Energy is going great. The Megapack is, well, we know the Megapack's got its own factory that's opened in Lathrop, California. They're still transitioning from Giga Nevada. It's coming along nicely. It's got a lot of capacity, and that's going to be a money printer. Powerwall's got some new designs coming out. Smaller ones without liquid cooling, that are going to be great. And the Tesla Virtual Power Plant. Those have more to do with regulation than they do with anything else. And then there's, of course, the auto bidder software. These are all ramping, I expect, maybe not this quarter, but certainly in this year, we will see bigger numbers so big that Wall Street can no longer ignore them and pretend they don't exist. Is Cybertruck production still on track for mid-year? Now, if you guys are watching this, you're in the weeds with me, my friend. You're deep in it. You know the answer is yes. The Giga casting is being assembled, the Giga press. Everything, all the pieces are coming together, baby. The only thing we haven't seen is the rolls of stainless steel show up to be flattened out and put into the shape of an origami shell. I still have questions about the logistics on that. Rolling up steel is easy. Rolling up steel of the sufficient size, Sandy says no problem. Throw it on a truck. But unrolling steel that thick, I mean, this steel it's thick. It's thick. You can go back and watch my Cybertruck, what everyone else missed video. It's thick. But we'll see. It's not. It is a solved problem, even if we don't know what the solution is. And yes, it's on track for mid-year. Now, when they say on track, I think they mean more it's on track to be first produced, not mass produced, because they still have to road test and validate it. They still have to homologate it. It still has to be approved and crash tested and all that. And you will recall when the Model Y came out, it was seen on the road for months before it actually got into customers' hands. So once we get the first giga castings out, which I expect in the next 2 to 3 months, they can start making actual production models of the Cybertruck and get it going. Who is this? And who said the steel is coming on rolls? Sandy Monroe said that. I asked him, how will they move the steel to the location? He said, they'll roll it up. This is what they do. And because if they don't, what I think they're going to do, I think they're going to actually press the bodies, the shells, at a location next door to the stainless steel factory. So that way these giant pieces of steel never have to go on the open road until they're already folded up into the correct shape. It'd be so much easier to just load 6 of them on a flatbed and truck them in that way. And well, that's a lot of trucks. Okay. It's a lot of trucks either way. So, Tesla solar roof product continues to struggle to gain traction. What has Tesla learned from this, and what changes do you foresee in the future solar roof versions to increase scale? I don't think we're going to get an answer. It's a good question. What they've learned is it's fiddly. You can't mass produce it because every installation is a little different, and getting the right people together to make it work is a lot of work. It's hard to scale. You can scale production all you want. It's hard to scale installations. Elon has previously said FSD Hardware 4 will most likely come first in Cybertruck. Is that still the current plan? Do you expect there to be an upgrade path for HW3 to HW4? For the cores, we also won't get an answer to this. Anything that could kneecap today's sales, we will not get an answer to. If pressed for an answer, what you would hear is Hardware 3 is sufficient. Even though Hardware 4 may be a thing that happens, and soon, Hardware 3 is sufficient. What kind of margins do you expect for stationary storage in 23, 24, and beyond? And would you consider reporting energy volumes in the report, in the production and delivery reports? I don't know. On reporting volumes, I don't know. It's the sort of thing where you can kind of get a pretty good picture, at least for Megapacks, but not so much for the Powerwalls. What kind of margins? Big. They're big margins. And I don't think they want to say what they are if they can avoid it, because that is secret sauce. That is a competitive advantage that Tesla uniquely holds. I don't think they'd want to share that. Since Elon started political influencing, polls from Morning Consult, etc., show Tesla brand favorability declining and division along partisan lines. Such brand damage can impact demand. Does Tesla track favorability? And how will any brand damage be mitigated? Does Tesla track favorability? I'm going to say no. No, they don't. Peace among worlds is what they say to that. They don't track. They don't track. They don't track because they don't care. Because how will brand damage be mitigated? It won't. Price cuts. Price cuts is how we did it this time, and I believe that's the only path that's being considered. Because the other alternative, and it'd be very easy, is to ask the man politely, hey, could you not do that? And his answer would be, no, I'm going to keep doing it. So how does Tesla, mitigate brand damage? They don't. When do you think Tesla Insurance will become a big enough revenue source to warrant providing more details on the financials of that business so investors can compare it to other insurance companies? So we've got some good questions here. The answer is probably never, because it's a small part of what Tesla does. Having that better information would provide a look under the hood that I don't know if they're ready to share. And it would also give it would make it so that it's not going to attract new investors. No one's going to say, you know what, because Tesla is now 4% of their company is a insurance company, I'm in. I don't see that happening, so I don't see the advantage to it, unfortunately. When will Tesla announce production Cybertruck specs and pricing? When the configurator opens. When sales are announced. Yeah. When sales are announced, I just got a pop-up saying, now would be a good time to insert ads. Creators earn more money by inserting ads right now in the middle of the video. And I'm not gonna do that for the live show. I'm not gonna do that. So when will Tesla announce production, Cybertruck specs, and pricing? When the configurator opens, and not before. We still don't know what the price is on the Semi. What are your forecasts for the remainder of 23 concerning gross margins and growth in deliveries and production? So let's start with the production and deliveries. 50%, baby. This is a big year. We've got Berlin and Austin ramping. We're going to get a little bit more out of Shanghai. We're going to get a little bit more out of Fremont. But Austin and Berlin are going to grow. They're going to go gangbusters. So I'm confident this will be an over 50% year. We're going to go 2 million and beyond quite easily. And deliveries, well, that's more of a macro question. But cutting prices as far as they have has been effective. Now we've seen, earlier today, I was on Tesla Herbert's show, Brighter with Herbert. I guess he's dropped Tesla from the name of his channel. Can't blame him. He asked, are we going to see, the lead time on cars in the U.S. has not increased. It still says January, February for all Models 3 and Y. I thought this was going to kick demand in the butt. And it did. What you're seeing is not reflecting the actual demand. It's trying to get as many orders in for the January and February big fat EV bonus before we find out if it's permanent. There's going to be cancellations, and they want you in line so you can get one. If they miss the deadline, they miss the deadline. But they want you to get the order in. In Belgium, they've already started increasing the prices again because the wait time jumped substantially enough that they're ready to say, okay, we threw too much gas on the fire. With near infinite global demand for energy storage, where should Tesla build the next Megapack factories, and how many are needed on each continent? So for now, the answer is just the one. We just got the one. Just need the one. The capacity is massive. It's not like cars where it makes sense to put them everywhere. Cars are a lot of atoms. If you're talking about 1 million cars per continent, that's a lot of weight that has to be moved. But Megapacks, well, first of all, each pack is the shape of a shipping container on purpose. They're very easy to ship. You can get each one of them somewhere in the world for a few $1,000s, really. Less than 10. So they're very easy to ship. They're designed with shipping in mind. You don't need them everywhere. With that said, where will the next Megapack factory be? Short answer is anywhere that wants to give them a bunch of money to build it. If Indonesia is saying, we've got nickel, we've got lithium, we've got copper, come here and build, this would be a good fit. But the best Megapack is no Megapack. Will we still need Megapacks once virtual power plant is a thing? And the best Powerwall for your virtual power plant is no Powerwall. Will we still need Powerwalls when every vehicle has vehicle-to-grid capacity? When your Cybertruck battery has the capacity of 5, 8, 10 Powerwalls? When your Semi could power your house for 2 months straight? So, I don't know if Megapacks are going to be important. Greenpad says, Mary did it. Case closed. Yeah. By did it, we mean their fourth battery plant in partnership with LG has been canceled. And they just put out a bunch of money to invest in a new V8 development factory. So when will the first Cybertrucks be delivered to customers, and how many this year? So I think Elon would be wise to say they'll be made. So he's saying mid-year. So that means Q3 will be first deliveries. And if he says Q3 first deliveries, that means you only need to do 2 by the end of Q3 to hit your revised target. And how many? I'd have to check my numbers, but I think I'm at under 50,000 is my guess, which even still feels a little optimistic. When will you switch Powerwalls to using LFP? So I know the answer to this is not yet. Right now, they're still using 2170s, even on the upcoming ones. And is Tesla producing LFPs in-house or buying them? So the LFPs are currently being purchased, and they're coming from China. And they're also being used in the Megapacks. And I'm not sure where they're coming from. I had to turn on my heat. It's 48 degrees in here. That's not too bad. And let's talk about LFP supplies over the next 5 years. Great question. Easily done. BYD, CATL, and now the patents expired for North America. Everybody's going to be making LFPs. They do not use any conflict materials or anything rare or hard to find. They're going to explode. They're going to be everywhere. And when I say explode, I don't mean it in the General Motors sense. So, yeah, so that's good. That's good. Has Tesla leadership considered finding someone similar to Gwynne Shotwell, SpaceX's president and COO, to help assist managing Tesla from the top as Twitter and Twitter posts continue to take time away from Elon? So just so you know, Tesla is a full-time job. You need to be in the office at least 40 hours a week or you don't work here. I feel like someone said that once and I can't remember who it was. This guy. That's right. I remember now. So he's not there in body. He's not there in mind. He's not there in spirit. If the company can run without him, then we don't need him. And if it can't, then we need him. In the meantime, there's Tom Zhu from China who has come over to work a bit on operations. So that is great news. Because here we go. Ready? Will Tesla be able to take full advantage of advanced manufacturing production credits, the 3700, for auto and energy products? So, one of the questions is, can you guys maintain your margins? People are saying you can't. You cut them too much. Where's the money, baby? The answer is, you're going to get $35 a kilowatt for making the battery cells and $10 a kilowatt just for putting them into a module. Unless it doesn't have a module, in which case you just get the same amount. Now you can get 10% for making the parts of it and 10% for mining. But this, my friend, this is big money. This is $3,700 Tesla's going to get by making their own batteries. That's $3,700. I mean, that's a big chunk. It's a $40,000 car. You've got 8% margin just from making the batteries. So yes, 20% plus margins, still possible. And I've seen some real skeptical folks that, there's no way. Cutting prices can never result in higher margins. Yeah, forget gross profit. The margin itself will go up because it can. Okay. We did get a comment that the CATL LFP battery is for the Mark II and the new Powerwall 3 Plus. So I stand corrected. Thank you for that correction. 10%. So there's a huge amount of money here. Many customers want to upgrade to new models, but the FSD price is holding them back. I purchased for $6,000, but I won't trade in my car because now it's $15,000. Will you allow owners to transfer the license since it doesn't raise the value of the old car? No. No, because at some point it's going to be worth it, and in the meantime, boom, I got your money. No. It's very frustrating. I think I think it's I have my own opinions of it. I think at $6,000, it's a very compelling product, and I think at $15,000, well, it's just not there yet. And I think once it's accomplished, everyone will accomplish it. And it'll be interesting to see what it sells for. Because it could initially sell for $100,000. But once you've got 2 or 3 or 5 or 20 competitors, it'll be a commodity. You know? No one charges for cruise control anymore. I mean, the car might cost a little more, but it doesn't really cost. Well, there it is, and there you go, sort of. This is actually only part 1 of 2. It ran long. We did an hour instead of a half hour, because the questions, well, there were just too many and we wanted to address them all. So part 2 of this is going to come out, I don't know, in probably a few hours, maybe later tonight. It's coming out real quick, maybe 6 hours at the most. Anyhow, I just got to get this out. 20 minutes is long enough. So stay tuned, stay juicy, all that good stuff. Ask your questions in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't. Don't be a jerk. Come on, man. You got to help me out. You got to help me. So anyway, yeah, I'll get the other part out. And then tomorrow we'll be, for the live call, we'll be streaming the earnings call. It's going to be awesome, and I'll see you there.